All right. Let's take a look at text B. And I found a few of these. I went through some of them. I didn't get them all finished. This is right from John 6:38 is what it is. Right out of John 6:38. Okay. So who wants to take it first? Who wants to go? Bobby, you want to try it?
I got you. Kotabi Beka, Ux Hina Poyo To Zilema To Iman Alo To Zilema To Pimsentas. I have not come down that I should do my will, but the will of him who sent me.
Okay. I have not come down. This, what tense is this? Do you remember?
Imperfect? No.
What tense is it? Are you
Is it
looking
perfect
screen?
tense?
Look on the screen there. What I just typed.
Perfect. I said imperfect.
Oh, it's perfect. Okay, it's perfect tense. Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
You can tell by the kappa. Okay,
Yeah.
it's put it there.
Active indicative.
Yeah, so I have not come. Perfect is, tell me what about the perfect tense again. I keep forgetting. I need to be reminded.
Perfect complete.
Okay, it's complete and
Has ongoing
Ongoing.
effects.
there's ongoing effects. It's completed with ongoing effects. Okay. So I have not come in order that. What tense is, what mood is this right here? Oil.
Present active. Subjective. Subjunctive.
It's subjunctive, right? Present active subjunctive that I may do the will of what? Can you tell me something about that pronoun there?
It's accusative.
It's accusative, that's correct.
And it's emphatic.
It's emphatic because it's got the epsilon on the front of it.
Okay.
If it's not emphatic, it's emphatic, and it won't have an accent mark on it either. No epsilon, no accent mark normally. Okay, but if it's emphatic, it'll stand by itself. Allah is, y'all remember that is but it puts it into a separate category, a new category. So the will of me, my will, but the will of the one sending me. This is what part of speech is this over here?
Aorist active. Subjunctive.
Is it subjunctive or is it another part of speech? Is it a participle?
Participle.
I got it. Let's see.
Okay, does that make
Aorist active participle. Singular.
okay? The one sending me, that's correct.
Aorist active, yeah. I don't know why I said subjunctive.
You take any more comments about it? Anybody want to add anything to it? Now, I've made a distinction between the lema, that's a noun, or actually, I guess it's an ad, and okay, and bulama. It's
On them.
right here. I'll make it in the Greek. Bulama and Thello, and so we have the Thello. These two verbs have to do with the will. But one of them is a thought out will, a planned will, and the other one is this the way you think that way. Right? We hadn't planned it all out. So I discuss this in some detail in my book. I discuss it in more than one book. On the Role of Women book. Also, I discuss it on the book on the Logic and Debate for Christians book. Okay. All right. So let's move on unless you have more questions. All right. All right. Number 2, if you will. Okay. James, can you take this?
Yes, sir. Auto ho huios, upatagesetai to upataxanti, auto, excuse me, tapanta, hina he o theos, panta en pasin. That I have translated as the Son himself will be subjected to the one who subjected everything in order that God may be all in all.
That God may be. See, now this is your subjunctive a being verb. And the subjunctive is looking at something that could happen or might happen. And so it's usually not past tense. Okay, and so it'll come out more like it's like in time, it's in the future most of the time, okay? All right. Any comments there? Okay, get back to number 3, if we will. Back to Bobby. Russell, have you done anything on this? You want to take a stab at it, or you want to watch for a while?
I got it. Bobuma, they elthontes, u riscomen, humas, koi montes. I fear not having come, we should find, I fear not having come, we should find you are sleeping.
Find you sleeping, okay. So I'll find you asleep, okay.
I couldn't figure out that latter part of that, koi montes. Try to.
Okay. I think it's Mondays.
Well, is it the participle?
Sleeping participle.
Okay, I put out there that, then I kept saying, well, that can't be right. It's sleeping. So, okay. I put falling asleep.
Yeah, I think the regular verb's koimao, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, koimao. Sleep.
I'd need to look it up again.
I translated it sleeping, but are sleeping. Yeah, it's form koimao. You said it was participle.
Yes, sir.
So it's from Koimao. It's participle. Okay. All right. Any other thing you want to add? All right. Okay, Russell, have you done any work on this? Do you want to try it, or you want to just wait a little while before you try to do anything like that?
I'll wait a little while.
Okay. All right, we'll be back. I think back to Bobby.
Bobby just got through.
Yeah, it's Bobby, all right.
That's supposed to be Benjamin's, but he's not here.
Back to James.
Should I go ahead and take that one? Now that I'm forced into it?
Robert James, if you would.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you
Robert
James, not Bobby James.
Okay. Metaxu, Haimon Kai, Humon, Kasma, Mega Esterix Tai, Hopos, Hoi Thalontes diabenai, and then diabino, I cross over. Enten pros humas, hey, and dunotai. I translated that, a great gulf has been set between us and you so that the ones wishing to cross over from here to you may not be able.
Okay. And that's right out of the rich man and Lazarus, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I do have a question though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, why is it using the subjunctive? And I translated that as may, with the not able. Why may instead of the oh boy. And instead of making it where it's indicative, where it's a statement of fact, that they're not able to cross over, period, versus you may not be able to. If my question makes sense. It almost seems to indicate that one might be able to cross over. Or am I missing the point?
Well, from here toward there, you shall not be able. May with the subjunctive, and this is this aorist subjunctive.
I believe so. I'd have to look again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I think that's it.
May with the aorist subjunctive is to not begin to do something. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
Let me get out of this file, and we'll go. Well, let's look at it. Shall we look at it when we finish this? Okay.
Yes, sir. That's fine. Is that like in let not many of you become teachers?
Yes.
Okay.
Not,
That's what I thought when you made your comment. So don't be. I'm sorry.
It was the present imperative is not continue doing it. With the aorist subjunctive, it's not begin to do it. So you'll not be able to begin to do this.
Okay.
Not have the power to even begin to cross over. Does that help?
Yes, sir. That answers the question. That makes sense.
Okay. Verse, it's not a verse. Number 5. Okay. Back to Bobby, if you would.
Let's see if I can get this. Hoi I ora kamen ka ke koemen a pen ilumen ka humen ina ka hume skoi no nina ekete with hamon. I guess that's what you say. All right. That which we have seen and which we have heard, we report to you that you also may have fellowship with us.
Okay. Is that 1 John?
1 John 1:3, I think.
I think that's right out of 1 John. Yeah, 1:3 sounds like
1:3.
All right.
That was yeah.
That you may have with us, you may have fellowship with us. So the
You may have, may have.
okay. All right. Any others? Any other comments? Number 6, back to I think Bobby did 5, so we'll go back to James.
Okay. Ugar thelo humas agnoen to musterion tuto hiname eta en heautois phronimoi. And I translated that as I do not wish you to be ignorant of this mystery, lest you may be wise in yourselves.
So, if they were ignorant of the mystery, they would be wise in themselves. Isn't that interesting? And so, once they understood the mystery, I think they would be wise in the sense of being wise in God's will. In yourselves, it is a self wisdom and without functioning in God's wisdom. Okay. Okay. Number 7. Back to Bobby.
Okay. Tois hupo noman egenoman hois hupo noman me hoi avon hautos hupo noman hena tus hupo humon. All it and Cardano. All law in there. That under the law, I became as under the law, not as them under the law, that the under the law gain.
Yeah.
That's the
Sounds like the 7th chapter of Romans to me.
7th chapter.
I think it's in the 7th chapter of Romans. I think that's where this is. I think it's out of this Romans 7.
Yeah, but I think there's supposed to be a.
Okay, I think that's where it is. Okay. All right.
That under the law. That I'm the word might. Where would I put that?
Oh, that might be. It might be out of chapter 10 of. Might be out of 1 Corinthians. Okay.
1 Corinthians 9:20.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 Corinthians 9:20.
20. Yeah.
I believe so. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Number 8 for James.
Zaitun pseudoma turion hopo sauton thanatosin. He sought out false witnesses in order that they might kill him.
Okay. I don't know. I tried to find this and I kept looking for it and I couldn't find it in the text of the Bible. But we know that's what they did. So he made up a sentence that fit in kind of what the Jews did. Okay. Someone else did that back in the Old Testament. Do you remember? The pretty mean old gal did that. Old Jezebel did that to Naboth's vineyard, wasn't it? She wanted Ahab wanted his vineyard, and she figured out a way to take it. She got some.
Oh, Jezebel?
Yeah, Jezebel.
Yep.
I think that's her. I think it's Naboth's vineyard.
This is the one that I brought up last week from Matthew 26:59. I couldn't find that Thanatosin either. And over Matthew 26:59, when I was searching for that word, it come up and it's Thanatososin. It's the very last word in 59.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find that other than either. I didn't know what to put down there. So.
Well, that would probably be your aorist.
Yeah, that's the aorist tense.
Yeah.
Subjunctive.
Yeah.
They might put to death. That's the way it.
Okay.
Also,
It's what we had in the original text. I think it comes out pretty good though. All right. What was it we were going to look at?
that was it, I think.
All right. Great. Anything else you want to look at?
Oh, sir.
That's important. First, remember you got first and second aorist. Vowel stems are the third declension, so we got the third declension also. The aorist subjunctive, hey, platea, tes, poleos. I think Palermo in Italy might be the word for city, but I'm not sure. Crucione, Catharon. So the street, Platea, that's the street. Poleos, the city. Crucione is gold, and Catharon is pure. The gold there is clear, and so it looks like it's transparent. And if you ever looked at a mirror and it looks like you can see through it, have you ever looked at a mirror and seen it? It looks like you can see all the way through that mirror. And the pure gold, I guess if it were pure gold, it might be that way. It might even look like it's clear. And that's probably where they get that idea of clear, transparent gold. It looks that way. Okay.
That's that word there.
All right. Now my wedding ring, I think it's 12 karat or something like that. That'd be half gold. I think 24 karat gold is pure gold. I think that's right. Does anyone know? Can you help me there? All right. No help there. I think 24.
24 karat is pure gold.
Yeah. And my wedding ring, I think it's about 12 karat, or it might be 14 karat, but somewhere it's about half gold. All right. The aorist subjunctive verbs would take a first aorist indicative, also take a first aorist subjunctive, made from the same stem. That's your third principal part. The characteristic sign is just the sigma, and since the alpha in the air is the aorist of the aorist sign, it's sigma alpha, contrast with the subjunctive ending. And now, why don't you have an augment? There's no augment. Why? Now, Russell, the augment is an alpha that goes on the beginning of the word over here. It's and usually an alpha, and there'll be some other rules, but it starts with an alpha. Okay, it's your basic beginning. So, why doesn't it have an augment?
No time element.
Okay, the augment tells you it's time element, and the subjunctive doesn't have a time element. The only mood that has a time element is your indicative mood. Now you say there may be a time element in the future tense, but in the imperative, but not really, because I could command you to begin doing something right now, and that would be now present, or I could command you to do it in the future. I can't command you to go back in the past and do it. So there won't be any past ideas in the imperative mood, but there could be present or future in that. But your subjunctive, the idea usually is kind of a future idea most of the time. Okay. So it looks in the future to a large portion of time, but it doesn't have a time element in it. It doesn't tell you what it is. The context has to tell you. You derive it always from the context. Okay. So you have a Luso, put a sigma, Luces, and Lusoven, Luce, Lusosi, Lucete. And if you take your endings, it's O, Ace, and then Eta with the subscript. This thing is putting something on it for me. It's trying to correct the spelling. And so right here, and all it did is just say, let's go back and let's look at our way we had it. Okay, now notice always A, Omen, A, OC. Okay, so let's go back over here and look at it now. Oh, A, and just added a segment to it. That's the only thing that changes it. It'd be the same, except it's got a segment on it. That segment is a mark of your aorist. And then your middle, and you got your middle and your passive. Your aorist, middle, and passive are different in form. Lusomi, luso, say. And I want you to look at something here. I've got it highlighted, the second one here. This, and this over here. That's the same. These two are the same. This and this are the same. Okay. And so when you look at them, you don't know whether it's the second person singular middle or the third person singular active. And so you don't have any way of knowing except context. And, okay. This is our aorist subjunctive. This will be our first aorist. Then your passive over here's your somatha, stay, sometime. And so that's your endings. And your stem is lu, lambda, upsilon. And over here you got the passive, first, second, third person singular, and first, second, third person plural. Okay. And they put a theta in there for your passive, the passive. Okay. Are there questions about that? All right, there, subjunctive signifies point action or punctiliar action. Now remember, it doesn't necessarily mean it was point, it means it's viewed that way. Now, if it's being viewed that way, a lot of times that's what it will be. It'll be punctiliar action. But opposed to present, which is the linear action. Aorist is not temporal, that is, it doesn't have time. That's why it doesn't have the augment. Most instructions of aorist subjunctive are future. Since the context of the instruction will use subjunctive usually take place in active, usually place the action in the future. Something to be done in the future. And it may be used in the construction we already learned Hinon, hopos, for purpose. May and Hinon may, less, further dependent, you follow uses follow. So we have the indefinite future, temporal clauses, temporal is time, of course, induced by conjunctions. So your conjunctions are hoton, when, telling you time, eos, until, makri. Now, makri, let me write it down. I want to make this. We don't worry about the accent mark. It's on epsilon. But depending upon what follows it, if we have makri and it's followed by either a vowel or a diphthong that put a sigma on it. Clear? It's the same word, but it'll get a sigma on it. It's followed by a diphthong or a vowel. Any questions? So you'll see it that way. A lot of times you'll think it's a different word. It's still makri. Just the sigma like it's movable new, okay? And until, usually take the subjunctive, these words do. Hotan un poies. All right. Whenever you do, and they mono sunate. They mono sunate. Whenever you do alms of something of free will, this is the word for free, and it's a free will offering. What it basically is. An alms should be a free will offering. If you're forced to do it, I don't think you can get much credit for it with the Lord. You feel like you're compelled, and you do it. You might do it grudgingly or of necessity. And God loves a cheerful giver. Hotan, akusosan, akusosan, akusosan. Whenever they hear, hails until maybe on. This is non-translatable, but it makes it iffy. And this is shall pass away the heavens and the earth. Whenever it might pass away, the heavens and the earth. So heaven and earth pass away. Comments or questions?
There may be some slight difference or between Heos and Mekri.
Yes, there's a difference, and I have tried to research it. I can't. I'm sure there's a difference, but I can't find any books that tell us what the difference is.
Okay.
And
I could not recall.
And if I find a book that does, I will let you guys know. I look for it. Since I got COVID, my vision is not what it used to be. I had real good vision before I got COVID. And boy, my glasses had to be greatly changed after I had COVID. And the shots, I got them both pretty close together. Okay. I got irritated at this physician that I went to. He told me, I told him, I said, well, I have this problem, and I got it from COVID. And he said, well, you should have gotten the shot. And I said, and I thought, what kind of idiot are you? You don't know whether I got the shot before I had COVID or not. He didn't even check. He didn't know. And I got COVID before the shot came out. Okay. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And so I thought, this guy doesn't think very well. I don't know if I want him diagnosing diseases for me. I'm telling you, just kind of venting myself. I thought he was pretty irrational. Okay. But I got COVID. The shot had just become available, and I signed up for it and was scheduled to get it about a week after I got come down with COVID. Right? So, anyhow, I was right on the cusp of getting the shot before I got. But I don't know that I wish I'd never gotten the shot. I got the shot so I could go to Israel after I already had COVID. And I think the shot did me more harm than it did good. All right. So much I've vented myself now. I've said too much. Let's go to section 316. Indefinite relative clauses. The relatives hos, he, and ho. And this is masculine, feminine, and neuter forms of who and which. Hosos, he, that would be Jose. And so what you do is you drop the os ending and put an eta, and that would be, this is masculine, drop that os ending, put an eta there, and that would be hoe. That would be feminine, and hoson, Jose, hoson would be neuter. How many are combined with the indefinite particles on and aeon, ever. So this is aeon is really a combination of a plus this is what it is. I want to let you see they put these two words together, and that's how they got aeon. All right. Those two words together make aeon up here. All right. That's how they got it. That's if, maybe. And this is iffy, and then a epsilon iota is if. Express indefinite futurity. And usually take the subjunctive mood. Usually they take subjunctive. Acts 2:39 has on in it in the subjunctive mood. Okay. And so it's kind of iffy in what they say. All right. Yeah, LASO, hone on LAO. I shall pity whomever I shall pity. There's two forms of the word for pity, and LAAO, and this is one of the forms. And I think one of them is older Greek. It's the older Greek form of it. Okay. And you find both of them in the New Testament. Okay. I shall pity whomever I shall pity. Romans 9:15. And now we take this osos, and they put an oi in that's plural, nominative plural. How many? So this is how many. So how many might not receive you? Now there's a couple of words for receive. I'll type them out. Receive, dechomai, and lambano. I'll just make both of these. Well, dechomai is to welcome something, the first one. And lambano, the second one here, is a self-prompted taking or receiving. And so this reception here, let me get back here. What in the world? All right. This is a welcoming. They're not receiving you with welcome. All right. Have you ever gone someplace and they weren't welcoming you? I went when I began preaching. The elders had me to come and try out at Paducah, Texas. And so when I went in, some of the people told me they were not happy with the last preacher leaving. And I said, oh, there's trouble here. And so about half the people wouldn't even hardly talk to me when I preached. And of course, they weren't interested in hiring me. But it was real interesting. And I saw problems out there in the congregation right as soon as I was there, I saw them. And that happens. Okay. All right. Any comments or questions? Several other important subordinate uses of the subjunctive will be introduced later in the third class conditional sentences. There's 4 different classes of conditional sentences. We'll get to them later. We'll have sections on them. I think we'll have the first, second, and third class in one section, and the fourth class in a later section. Okay. So these are if A and if it P then Q or something to that effect. Okay. We have vowel stems in the third declension. Now we're back to nouns. And we're pretty close to the end of where we need to stop. All right. Do you have any questions here? Let me see if I can get into that other file. Can you see the file?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, here's what I was talking about earlier. This is the imperative mood. The imperative mode or mood, sometimes called mode, is used for any form of requesting, begging, entreating, praying, exhorting, or commanding. That Greek has a third person imperative for which there is no equivalent form in English. That's a unique thing about Greek. We can approximate the meaning with let him or her, it or them carry out the action of the verb. So a lot of people see that and they think it's giving permission when it's actually a commandment. Okay. And the imperative, once again, as an instructive difference in the three tenses, present, aorist, and perfect is one of aspect. What kind of action is going on? It has nothing to do with time. The present imperative, I'm reading this now. Let me put my mouse down, you can see where I am. The present imperative indicates that the action expressed in the verb is ongoing, continue to repeat it. The aorist imperative implies the action expressed in the verb is not ongoing, repeat it, continue to repeat it. The aorist imperative is one that's normally used unless there's some reason to indicate derivative action. With the negative, the present imperative expresses a prohibition of an act already begun. Stop doing it. Do not continue doing that. Is stop doing it. The action of the verb. Prohibition of the act not yet begun. Do not begin doing the action of the verb expressed by may with the aorist subjunctive. That's what I wanted us to see. So it's something that hasn't yet begun. So don't do it. You haven't started yet. Don't start it. Don't begin to do something. That makes sense? When we saw that aorist subjunctive earlier, that's what we were looking at. I wanted you to see this. Any questions? This is, let me get the page number in your file, on this file. Well, page number at the top of the page. Page 358 in that file. There's 424 pages in that file. Okay. That's a lot of grammar notes. You can find them. All you need to do is just control H and then type aorist subjunctive and you can find it. Okay. Any questions? All right. I'm going to get out of the file and